Red Zone. I am Jake, and I am here for a very special occasion. I got two of my favorite users here in the league with me. I have A in this corner, standing 6 foot tall, weighing 145 pounds. I don't know what race he is, and it doesn't matter. Coach of the Oakland Raiders, we have Ramesu. How you doing, Beth?
I'm good, man. Great to be here.
Awesome. And in this corner, standing 5'9", he lies about his height and he lies about being a war hero. We have Stephen Reed.
Whoa.
How you doing, man?
Hey. Hi.
So we're coming to you today, very special occasion, as I mentioned. These two heated rivals are going to be facing off for the Season 34 AFC Championship here coming up soon. So I was brought in to be a moderator. Like I said, it's a heated rivalry. I want to get in a little bit, starting with the Raiders, on the success of these teams this past season in particular. Just to give you guys some reference, even since the cycle started, we had a little Tico Trent action, but the main spice of this whole conference here in the West has been Raiders-Chiefs. It's been heated the whole way. Early on in the rivalry, we had the Raiders beat down on the Chiefs by like 30 points. It was ugly. Since then, it's been all Chiefs. He's winning by a total of like 10 points, so they've all been close. I think the Chiefs have taken the last 6 matches. So this is assuredly going to be a must-watch playoff game for the Red Zone. But like I said, I want to get into the Raiders' success a little bit. Let me ask you a question, Ramesu. What do you contribute your most success to this season in particular?
This season, I think it's been a combination of solid defense and minimizing mistakes. The offense has gotten better as we've gotten later on in the season. Been able to run the ball a bit better. The protection has been a lot better. The O-line has gotten good, especially here in the playoffs. They've been able to give me enough time to make some plays. But overall, it's just about executing and not making mistakes. So,
and you've done a very good job. And you've done a very good job this season at just that. We got Seth Wentz, a little unknown name quarterback here in the AFC, 22 touchdowns, almost 4,000 yards on the season, a very successful year for the Raiders. I want to transition now over to your good buddy, Toph. Whoa! Let's hold it back. Let me get some info from each coach, and then we'll go at it.
My bad.
I got the coach of the Chiefs here. Same question to you, Steven. What do you contribute the most success for your season? What do you contributed to this season?
Defense, bro. Shutting down the run. Number 2 and stopping the run. And you're not gonna run the ball on me. And so I'm putting teams into one-dimensional aspects and having to pass on me. And my offense has stepped it up. So, you could put it towards an easy schedule, but nah, we're winning games, man, and that's just what it is.
I mean, about the number 1 defense thing, or number 2, excuse me. The Bengals are number 1 defense, and we see where they are. So we won't put a lot of stock.
Is it your turn to talk? I don't think it is.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like the Raiders have something to say to that. We got Thomas Goddard. He had a decent year, still under 4 yards average on per carry, but 8 touchdowns. He remained healthy for the whole year. So it'll be very interesting to see if Toph's defense doesn't choke in the big moment. He's taking the last 6 games, so regression to the mean would say this is going to be a Raiders victory. But I'm not in the business of that, all that math stuff. We got to ask Kelly for that.
I'm saying right now, have you seen this coach is so unprofessional? We're having an interview here, and he's over there making choking sounds, and this is on ESPN Red Zone, and this is what you got. This is why the organization is what it is. This is why the organization is exactly what it is. They're in the pits, and they shouldn't be here right now.
We got plenty of time. We got plenty of time to go at each other. I need questions. I'm going to throw you some questions. I want both of you to give me a little back and forth. We watched this terrible political season take place, so I want to see some of that heat. Let me give you some of that fire. I'm going to ask you first, Toph, about your run defense specifically. What is your plan to shut down the dynamic offense that the Raiders have?
Well, first of all, it's not dynamic. Second of all, halfback dive. All I have to do is shut down halfback dive, halfback power, and that's pretty much it. That's the reason why I whoop his ass so much, because I shut down his halfback dives. So there it is.
Ramesu, respond.
You can talk about halfback dive all you want. What I see here is the 22nd ranked pass defense in the league. I think you got 2 corners at like 78 and 79.
Mm-hmm.
You should. I hope. I mean, if anybody who's interested, go back and watch and see what Amari Cooper did to the Cincinnati Bengals in the last game I played.
Sure, he's talking about
These
me.
corners are in for a long day.
Mm.
Halfback dive.
All right.
Nah, Amari Cooper. That's what I got to say.
Mm.
Some incredibly impressive playoff games from the both of you. Last round, we had the Kansas City Chiefs taking down Aaron in a rematch of last year's AFC title game, or a couple years ago, whatever it was, 28-24. And then Oakland took down Weedseed in a shocking upset, 21-20. I know it's not a shocking upset to the dudes in the Raiders locker room, but here in the outside world, we like to look at things logically. So I know you two don't operate in that space. I'm going to pose this question here to the Raiders. You touched on Amari Cooper a little bit. Incredibly impressive numbers passing the football this year. You already mentioned I was going to bring up Toff's 22nd ranked pass defense, but you beat me to it. What is your plan to get not only Amari Cooper, but Quantavious Montgomery and Jarius Cargile introduced into this game with the Chiefs?
Well, we don't want to give away too much with that fuckboy sitting across the mic, but what I will say is it's just about executing. You know, we ain't gonna do nothing special to get these guys the ball. We won't have to because the secondary is straight ass. And Mason Greenway, I don't know what the fuck you think he's gonna do with that dude.
So unprofessional.
So
unprofessional.
Everybody out there in the red zone world was like, who?
Unbelievable
like,
unprofessionalism.
Mason fucking Greenway. But no, we won't have to do anything special. We just execute our offense, Jake. That's it, man. That's it.
And can I get a response, Tom?
Yeah, so this guy is a middle of the road team. You must to bring up statistics. You're in the middle. You don't lead a single category. I'm in the top 5 in at least 2 of the categories, bro. First of all, let's be very specific here. I've beaten you 7 times in a row. This is gonna be the 8th time.
It's 6, bro.
So I don't really have to show anything. You're coming to KC. You're coming to a losing streak. You should be doing the talking. So there it is. Next question, Jake.
All right. We'll move right along. This has been a touchy subject for both of these powerhouses in the AFC West going forward. You guys have kind of bounced back and forth, both with successes in your division and losses in your division, respectively.
Yeah.
But in this rivalry in particular, we've seen 2 big moments. I think you all both know what I'm talking about. 2 massive plug pulls from both sides. First, Utah. I want you to touch on what happened when Remesu yanked the cord from the wall when he was playing you earlier this year.
I never pulled no plug.
Are you tough, bro? Let me talk. This motherfucker, man.
Let the man talk.
So I had Mason had 150 yards in the second quarter. 150 yards in the second quarter. I mean, we were doing whatever we were raping that ass. Whatever he wanted to do, he was taking it in the ass. And so all of a sudden, it's 21-0 in the second quarter. I run the ball again, and my guy just stands there, and I'm like, hold on. I look at my router. Router's fine. This motherfucker pulls the plug. And the thing about it is, you know, when most guys accidentally get a DC, they're immediately in the chat either apologizing or saying, hey, let's run it back. They're not, you know, making a trade with Eddie for the next week of games. That right there is what let me know that the plug was pulled. He didn't give a fuck.
All right, Remesu, before you respond to that, I want to specifically touch. He touched on your obvious plug pull. He obviously pulled the plug too. So I want to get your take on what your mindset was when Toff was ripping the cord, yelling adios throughout his windows.
So, I mean, he likes to talk about this. Let's take a step back for a second, right? He likes to talk about this 6-game win streak he's on against me. A couple of different things that have happened in these last 6 games, namely the fullback dive on the goal line, right? This time I lined up and
yeah, I didn't run a fullback dive, but go ahead.
That's a big moment. That's a big moment.
It wasn't a fullback
he lined
dive.
up in near formation and handed to the up man and then say it wasn't a fullback. Oh, technically it's not a fullback dive. Technically it's not fullback, but you give it to the up man on the goal line. That's against the spirit of the rule, right?
No, it's not. It's a halfback
So
dive.
that's number 1.
Continue, please, though.
Tom, let him finish. Tom.
Second, like this, my alleged plug pull was not a plug pull at all. It was a legitimate DC, and I immediately DM'd him and said send him to win Chiefs because he was up 21-0, even though it was still the second quarter. I didn't have any interest in replaying the game.
That's a lie.
And I did have the trade to put through with Eddie. But when
So
Toff,
Remesu, about his plug pull in particular,
that's exactly what I'm going to now. Now, I actually didn't pull the plug, but this Bama, as soon as it happened, he DM'd me and said his wife dropped laundry on the court.
Yeah,
Now,
she
who the
did.
fuck believes that, bro? Like, come on, son.
She did.
Come on. Like, really, dude.
She's standing right here. You want to talk to her? She dropped a load of laundry on the court. I'm sorry.
When has she ever? Come on. Come on, bro.
Next question.
Tom, I'm gonna give you a moment here. In your wife's defense, like me sitting here in the mediator spot, I'm on nobody's side.
Mhm.
I think it is absolutely absurd that dropping some clothes on a cord would cause it to desync. What did
Thank you.
It was the Ethernet cord. She dropped the laundry on the Ethernet cord. It went out the Xbox. I'm sorry.
Right.
All right, I know you got a big family, but in order for laundry to pull a plug out, I would like to think that your wife is doing laundry for 455 people. Is this true?
5 people, yeah. I got 4 kids. I got her and myself. That's a lot of laundry, man. So it was a heavy hamper. Sorry.
Right. All right, so can we get an asterisk?
Your wife did not back up a U-Haul and dump a load of laundry on the court. Are you confirming that?
I'm confirming that, and she didn't apologize for it either. She said, "Oh well," and we kept it moving.
All right. We'll keep it moving. We'll keep it moving.
We will get a. Let me just note that there should be an asterisk next to this win streak. That's all.
Yeah, sure.
Because I was beating the shit out of him in that game.
All right, and I think that he would like to note that there's an asterisk next to that sim to win, because he would have probably beat you by 52 had you not pulled the plug.
Jesus Christ.
But we're gonna hang tight with where we are. There's a couple more things I want to touch on with the Chiefs in particular here.
Yeah.
We already brought up Mason Greenway. He's clearly far and away the MVP of the Chiefs defense.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to touch on other players outside of Greenway. Who are you expecting to be the X factor on that defensive side of the football that's not named Greenway?
My free safety, Williamson. The rookie has played lights out, and I hopefully think he doesn't have a lot of picks. But if you watch a lot of the Chiefs games, man, he's in a lot of the coverage breakups. So when it comes to those award times for Rookie Defensive of the Year, hopefully, he gets a look. The guy's playing great. So when it comes to Amari Cooper, old ass at this point in the red zone cycle, Williamson's going to lock his ass up because he's not going to be able to run halfback dives. So he's going to throw the ball. And I know that free safety's going to step up and make plays.
Ramesu, who are you looking to attack on the defensive side of the ball? We'll stay in this category with the Chiefs defense. What is your plan of attack? You touched on it earlier with the passing game. Is there anybody in particular, any side of the field you're looking at?
Nah, like we just see a plate of food when we look at the entire Chiefs defense. So we don't have to, target anybody specifically. Like it's just lunch out there, bro. So we just plan on eating all the way around. That's all.
Response off?
Nah, no response.
Okay, all right.
Ain't got shit to say.
I got a little bit left here. This is one of the most anticipated questions I had for y'all. Everybody knows in the red zone that you two probably have the best rivalry of anybody. So I want to kind of flip it the other way a little bit. I'm going to start with you, Ramesu. What is your favorite aspect of playing Toph? The thing that you actually like about it?
Not a goddamn thing. Like nothing. He's cheesy as fuck. Drag.
Not one thing. You got nothing.
I mean, the shit talk is fun, but I only do it because he actually is cheesy as a motherfucker. So there's nothing fun about playing this dude, man. Nothing.
And that's emphatic. He's vehement about that point, Toph. Do you have anything that you love about playing the Raiders?
Yeah, I do actually, because it's a chess match. Besides the halfback dives and the halfback powers, he's actually, and I said this before in the chat, he's not cheesy, and he gets a lot of flack for it, but I enjoy playing him, not only because I've won 6 straight, but it's a chess match. It's more of like a lot of audibles and a lot of good plays, and our games are really close. There hasn't been like a blowout, maybe besides the one last time he beat me. Even before that, a lot of games have been close. So, and he's also very unprofessional, so I enjoy that also.
All right.
I just want to comment on that backpedaling that he's doing all of a sudden. Yeah,
There's no backpedaling. There's no respect. I'm answering the fucking question.
Yeah, okay, whatever, motherfucker. I see you hopefully around 8:30 tonight.
Yeah.
All right. This is fantastic. I want to finish up here with some closing arguments and most importantly some predictions. I'm going to start with you, Mr. Stephen Reed, coach of the Chiefs. What is your prediction of how the game is going to go tonight? What do you think the final score is going to be, and who do you think is going to be the MVP of this ball game, this AFC title game?
It's gonna be my running back Roby, who will have about 150 yards rushing. The score will be 35-6 because he's not gonna score touchdowns. I, on the other hand, will score because that's just how my offense has been and my defense is lights out. He will probably pull the plug. We'll end up playing this game at least 2 times. Somebody's gonna pull the plug, and I already told him if he goes over 5 halfback dives, I'm pulling the plug. So
Coming
there
into
you
the
go.
game, we got one plug pull from each side. It's pretty blatantly obvious that that's the case. But without a direct response to the plug pull in general, Remesu, same question posed to you. Your final score prediction and who's going to be the Raiders MVP of this ballgame?
Score prediction, I'll say it'll be close. I think it'll be 17-13 Raiders, obviously. And I think the MVP will be Amari Cooper. Yes.
How many touchdowns? How many yards? Let's get away from touchdowns. How many yards is Amari Cooper going to have this game, and why?
I'll say he'll have. I'm only talking about 17 points. So, well, he scored 2 touchdowns last time. He had 170. So let's say give him. Let's say an even 100.
Hurry up.
We'll give him 100.
Okay. Even
Logan. Who the fuck is Logan anyway?
Some bold predictions from both sides here. I'm going to finish it up with this one thing. I'm going to give each side 2 minutes, 120 seconds on the clock. Give me what you got about your opponent, flat out. First with Utah.
I don't need 2 minutes. I fucking hate this dude, and that's just the end of that.
Brief. I like it. Brief and to the point. Remesu, 120 seconds. What you got?
First, I want to point out that Toff, I think this is probably the second time he's won the division, and it just so happened to coincide with Tico leaving, right? Granted, I've beaten Tico however many consecutive times, so that him leaving isn't a boon for me, right? I would have went 2-0 against the Chargers anyway.
Statistically, it's not.
Yeah. Now, about Toff specifically, his play style is really simple. On defense, on defense, he's gonna try and use a Mason Greenway to try to make you make a mistake. He's gonna run some cover one. He's gonna run some bullshit blitzes. On offense, he's gonna run drags with Landry. He's gonna run corners to his tight end. He's gonna run sweeps and screens to Roby because he's 90 whatever speed. You know, regular Madden bullshit. I gotta deal with.
Yeah.
The games are gonna be fun. I mean, the game is going to be fun. It's going to be a great game. I expect it to be a great game, but I don't have no respect for the other coach. That's it.
And there you have it. We have Raiders-Chiefs, the biggest rivalry in the red zone at the moment, playing for a chance to be in the biggest game of them all. Tune in tonight. Please watch it. Who's streaming the game, fellas?
He is.
Yep, I am.
We make it tough. Do it. You being on Twitch or Mixer?
Mixer, baby. Real time.
All right, we're going to be on Mixer, baby. Real time. Tune in live tonight. I can't wait for this game. It's going to be dope as fuck. Two of the most vibrant personalities in the whole red zone. Please be there tonight, 8:30, right?
8:30, hopefully.
Well, it depends on when the NFC finishes.
All right.
Always waiting on their ass.
We'll figure it out tonight. Everybody will be in the chat. Thank you guys for an awesome interview.
Thanks, man.
Peace.
Fuck that coach.
Yeah, fuck business.